Hello, everyone. Uh, you are currently joining TheOknowledgebase, a knowledge sharing platform related to tourism and hospitality industry, preferably focusing much more into revenue management. By the way, my name is Richard Van Gunster. I have been engaging in hospitality industry for the last 2 decades, starting from Sri Lanka, moving to UAE, Bahrain, from there to Oman, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So I've spent most of my time in the Middle East, gaining a lot of experience in those dynamic marketplaces. My recent position was cluster revenue manager. I was based in Oman, handling two hotels located one in Oman and one in Dammam, Saudi Arabia. That was almost 352 keys. Currently, basically, I am engaged in my academic uh, exposure. I'm taking an academic exposure. I'm doing my master's in tourism and hospitality in the UK. During this time, I wanted to use my spare time to share my knowledge and skills, which will be beneficial for you, which you can explore revenue management, whether you are a revenue manager, management leader, or if you are a leader, which is in the other functionalities in the hotel industry. So. With your knowledge base, today I'm going to first of all introduce you what is revenue management and a couple of highlighted learning outcomes in revenue management. So before we go into detail about the functionalities, so let me first of all explain to you about revenue management. You will learn the role of the leadership of revenue management and what are the tasks that a revenue leader is responsible for in the hotel and in the hotel industry, and what kind of a structure this revenue management is all about. I mean, the operating structure of revenue management. Well, the background of revenue management, if we have to talk about, it's coming from nearly 60 years before from the airline industry. Then it got rapidly developed, and nowadays people are. It is a very famous topic when it comes to the industry. And it's gone into even accommodation, restaurants, and other tourism related leisure activities. In hotels specifically, uh, in the uh, in the good old days, revenue management is about rooms revenue, and now it's been entirely, the focus has been shifted to total revenue management of the hotel. So the revenue leader is responsible for total revenue management of the hotel. So that's what we are looking at. So, couple of definitions we can say. You can say it is maximizing revenue by yield management, keeping the focus on growth of RevPAR to improve the overall financial performance. Please excuse me if you see those terms of RevPAR, but definitely I'm going to explain in the coming sessions about all those terminologies related to the industry. Uh, and also, we can say it is the art and science of generating incremental revenue for the organization under very complex and competitive situations or conditions, I must say. So, this intuition means gut feeling. If you ask, if you are already a revenue leader, you already know sometimes you take decisions with your gut feeling because you have a very complex situation. Uh, and the science is algorithm. You all are aware about the algorithm. Those are step-by-step approaches, specific rationals, specific ways of measuring things before you conclude any decision. It has a rational, it has a conscious approach about every decision that you take. So art and science mixed together can be a way of managing revenue. But although sometimes we go through the gut feeling, we are definitely not going to go through that art all the time. So we can also say that it is a strategic senior management model, and it is a discipline adapted to maximize revenue by dynamic pricing strategies relevant to specific market conditions. And at the end of the day, all these things that we do in revenue management to achieve financial results. So be aware that your functionalities are pretty much linked with overall objectives, the vision of the company, the key performance indicators of the company, and your finance related achievements that you have to make. Well, moving on to the next slide is about the role that a leader, the revenue leader in the hotel is mainly focusing on. This is a snapshot. It is a pretty colorful. I have highlighted some keywords in there. You are managing a customer behavior that is impacting your demand patterns by applying yielding strategies across the business, not only to increase the revenue. You just don't keep increasing revenue, but to increase the revenue that makes profit. So earlier slide, we spoke about financial results that you are responsible for. This is what it really means about. So managing products and services compared to demand. Yes, this is another way. And implementing strategies. You follow up those strategies. You make specific action plans, smart action plans. You keep monitoring those action plans. You reiterate if you have to reiterate any process. And then at the end of the day, you are responsible to achieve the overall goals. And also you are responsible for positioning of the property in the commercial environment. Positioning comes together with marketing, and as a revenue leader, you are pretty much responsible for e-commerce. So positioning comes hand in hand with your functionalities. Last but not the least, you have to train your people, mentor your people that you work that who are working with you, because bear in mind, revenue management is going to be pretty much demanding, so you have to develop the next generation of revenue leaders. So don't forget about that. There are various tasks, I must say, that a revenue manager is responsible for. If you can read up from here: pre-opening setup, the preparations, the positioning, the e-commerce, package management, revenue segregation, configurations, online management, forecast, reforecast, market research, effective communication, demand management, yield management, contract management, annual business plan activity, budget process, rate strategy, revenue tools, intelligence, revenue forecast, commercial presentations, macro, micro knowledge, rapport with the leaders, total revenue management. This is very, please bear in mind, total revenue management is one of the main functionalities, which definitely, I will be definitely speaking about those topics in separate sessions. I just wanted to give you an overall figure. So what a revenue manager is doing. So overbooking management, business turndowns, lead profit analysis, price management, group evaluations, market segmentations, your trend analysis, training and development. Again, I must highlight all these things, all the functionalities are pretty much related to overall objective achievement of the hotel or the group or the big picture that you are working for. A simple structure. This can be broken down into various sections based on the capacity of the business, based on the size of the business, based on the positioning of the business, the location of the business. It can be varying. You can be a standalone hotel. You can be a multinational hotel group. It can be varying. So I would say in an ideal scenario of a global hotel chain, you can have a global head, specifically for revenue management. You can have regional heads specifically allocated for regions. And in those regions, you will have distribution teams, central offices. And then when it comes to your level, you are handling one market, or you are handling one cluster. You are the director or the cluster manager handling the business unit or the units. And then you will have your number twos, which you have to develop. And then you will have your operations staff, which is pretty much related to revenue and reservations. So this is a basic structure. So today, what I have spoken to you is about what is revenue management, what are the roles of the revenue leader, and what kind of tasks. I wanted to start and give this idea of what revenue management is about in a very in a nutshell, I must say. In order for me to come up with different topics in the upcoming sessions, I'm expecting to actually distribute a smaller size of videos so that you can engage and take a maximum out of it, maximum benefit out of it. My next topic, which I'm going to put out very soon, is about experience design theory in relation to revenue management. Why I selected this topic is because experience design, it has a lot, the theory has a lot to do with the revenue management functionalities, the principles, the best practices. So I will start with that, then I will go into those tasks that the revenue manager is responsible for in detail, one by one. So thank you for joining Theo Knowledge Base today. I'll see you again soon.